They called him the hopeless case, the boy who would never amount to anything. While others ran errands, learned trades, or dreamed big dreams, Eli could usually be found sprawled beneath the giant oak tree at the village square, hands tucked behind his head, eyes half closed, watching the clouds drift by. To most, he was a waste of space, a lost cause. And yet, on one particularly hot afternoon, the day they laughed the loudest at his laziness, something happened that would change everything. The town crier burst into the square, panting and waving a scroll overhead. Hear ye, hear ye! The king declares a challenge. Whosoever solves the riddle of the lost crown shall be granted riches beyond measure, and a title among legends. The villagers buzzed with excitement. Craftsmen, scholars, even children raced home to study, plan, and prepare. Everyone, that is, except Eli, who simply yawned and shifted to a shadier patch of grass. Not like you'd stand a chance anyway, sneered old Tanner, the blacksmith, as he passed. Lazy folk don't solve riddles, chided Widow May, shaking her head. But Eli just smiled, not a sarcastic smile, a quiet, knowing one, like he was in on a secret the world had yet to learn. As days turned into weeks, the villagers toiled. Some pored over ancient books. Others practiced elaborate speeches or strategies. They competed fiercely, stepping on one another in their race to the king's court. Eli watched them. He listened. He observed. And when the day of the grand competition arrived, Eli stood up, brushed the leaves from his tunic, and with no fanfare at all, ambled toward the castle. The king's courtyard was packed, hundreds of contestants, all buzzing with nervous energy. The king's advisor, a stern man with icy eyes, unrolled the sacred scroll and read aloud. The crown is lost, yet not misplaced. It lies where kings and fools embrace. Seek not the gold nor shining light, but that which dwells beyond your sight. Gasps filled the air. Whispers raced like wildfire. A trick! It's a metaphor! Is it a place? A thing? One by one, villagers came forward with their guesses. Maps, golden artifacts, dusty scrolls. But the king shook his head after each attempt. Hours passed. Hope faded. The sun began to dip below the horizon. Then Eli's turn came. He approached the king with nothing in his hands. No relic, no scroll, no elaborate theory. Just a simple, lopsided grin. "And what do you bring, boy?" the king asked, his voice tinged with weariness. "I bring what you asked for, your majesty," Eli said, bowing low. "I bring the truth." The crowd snickered. The king raised an eyebrow. "You see," Eli continued, "the crown was never about gold or jewels. It was about wisdom, patience, the ability to look beyond what's obvious, to listen rather than just chase blindly after treasures." He paused, his voice steady. "The place where kings and fools embrace is here." He placed his hand gently over his heart. Silence fell. The king studied him carefully. Then slowly a smile broke across the monarch's face. He rose to his feet and, with great ceremony, removed the simple silver circlet from his own head and placed it upon Eli's brow. "Today," the king declared, his voice booming across the courtyard, "we crown a true legend, not for his swiftness nor for his strength, but for the greatest power of all, wisdom born of stillness." The villagers gasped. Some cheered, some wept. All looked at Eli, the boy they once mocked, and with new eyes. Eli didn't become a legend because he ran the fastest, worked the hardest, or shouted the loudest. He became a legend because he dared to think differently, because while the world raced frantically, he took the time to understand it. And from that day forward, whenever someone in the village faced a difficult challenge, they would sit a while beneath the great oak tree, close their eyes, and listen, just like Eli did.